Hi everyone, it's Shamala. Let's talk about something quietly powerful, and that's emotional boundaries. Now, you may already know what boundaries are on paper, but emotional boundaries, that's a whole different level. Now, these aren't just about saying no to someone else, like, when you don't feel like going out or you feel like they're coming into your space and you say it's not just about that. They're also about saying yes to yourself, to your nervous system, to your truth, and to your energy. So if you've ever felt drained after a conversation, or you walked away from a relationship wondering, why do I always end up giving more? Now, in this video, we will break this down into 3 parts. This is a very quick video. It's a very quick lesson plan here. What emotional boundaries really are, and how they're different from surface level ones. The subtle signs that you have lost your boundaries, how to reclaim them without guilt, without panicking. Okay, so let us begin. Let's do part 1. Take a breath and let's begin. An emotional boundary is not just don't shout at me. It's not just telling people that. It's not just saying don't come to my house uninvited. It's you actually taking responsibility for yourself. And this is what you would say. I won't take responsibility for emotions that are not mine. I can feel your pain without carrying it. I choose when I'm emotionally available and when I am not. This is what I call energetic hygiene, right? You need to be very, very hygienic energetically, or else you will find that you're drained all the time. You are not at your best when you want to show up for people in the way that you intend. And the reason most people struggle with emotional boundaries is because they were taught that love means overextending, that silence means peace, that tolerance is a virtue. So they end up leaking energy everywhere. It's like this leaky bucket, right? But emotional boundaries are not about controlling others. They're actually about anchoring yourself. So let's use this image. Imagine you're a house. Now, a boundary isn't a thick brick wall. It's a door, right? And you choose who comes in and who stays on the porch. So you decide. So keep that imagery in mind and recognize that the door allows you to invite people in, uninvite some people, and some people can never get through that door. And it is okay. They stay on the porch or they stay on the corridor. Let's talk about signs that you've lost your emotional boundaries. You feel emotionally foggy around certain people. You may apologize for things that are not your fault. You may even feel responsible for other people's moods. You're always reading the room but never checking in with yourself. Now, there's another big clue as to where your boundaries may be leaky or it's not strong. You feel guilty after taking care of yourself. That guilt, that's internalized conditioning. Now, if someone gets upset because you set a boundary, they are actually benefiting from your lack of a boundary. I'm going to repeat these words. If someone gets upset because you set a boundary, it is because they were benefiting from your lack of boundary. So let's be honest here. A lot of spiritual people bypass this part, right? They want to be unconditionally loving, but they end up abandoning themselves completely. Boundaries are actually love with structure. Having boundaries doesn't mean you don't love people. You're loving them with structure. They don't disconnect you from other people. Boundaries do not disconnect you. They actually help you to connect you back to yourself. So how to reclaim your emotional boundaries? Start with the body, not the mind. Okay? Ask yourself, where in my body do I feel tight around this person? Your body is the first to know when a boundary has been crossed. I'd like you to name the emotional cost. After an interaction, what did that cost me energetically? If the answer is peace, clarity, dignity, then you've reached, an answer. You need to just keep scanning through, ask yourself, what did that cost me? What is my body telling me? And just tell yourself, wait a minute, I need to pause here. Okay, it is completely okay to pause. And you say, I will come back to this later. I'm not available to discuss this right now. And these are boundary phrases. You can use them like energetic punctuation, right? We use punctuation marks in our writing. We pause. And boundaries are actually there. It gives us pauses, energetic punctuation. Learn to practice also emotional neutrality. Not everything needs your emotional investment. You can witness something without absorbing, and that's emotional maturity. Now, also remember that boundaries are not built once and then thinking it's all over and that they're there permanently. It doesn't work that way, right? Boundaries have to be reinforced daily. It's a daily exercise. You do need to consciously do them. You need to visualize them. You need to energetically be aware. All right. And so these are, when you reinforce that daily, you are actually acting out of self-respect. Okay. Now, if what I'm saying here resonates with you and you'd like to learn more, you can download my PDF. It's a free guide on 5 simple but challenging steps to emotional mastery. The link is below. Check it out and stay tuned for the next video. Bye for now.